Hi there, everybody. Today is Friday within the Octave of Easter, and I'm going to do hopefully pretty brief faith sharing for you over today's Gospel, which is from the Gospel of John. Jesus revealed himself again to his disciples at the Sea of Tiberias. He revealed himself in this way. Together were Simon Peter, Thomas, called Didymus, Nathanael from Cana in Galilee, Zebedee's sons, and 2 others of his disciples. Simon Peter said to them, "I am going fishing." They said to him, "We also will come with you." So they went out and got into the boat. But that night they caught nothing. When it was already dawn, Jesus was standing on the shore, but the disciples did not realize that it was Jesus. Jesus said to them, "Children, have you caught anything to eat?" They answered him, "No." So he said to them, "Cast the net over the right side of the boat, and you will find something." So they cast it, and were not able to pull it in because of the number of fish. So the disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, "It is the Lord." When Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he tucked in his garment, for he was lightly clad, and jumped into the sea. The other disciples came in the boat, for they were not far from shore, only about 100 yards, dragging the net with the fish. When they climbed out on shore, they saw a charcoal fire with fish on it and bread. Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish you just caught." So Simon Peter went over and dragged the net ashore, full of 153 large fish. Even though there were so many, the net was not torn. Jesus said to them, "Come, have breakfast." And none of the disciples dared to ask him, "Who are you?" because they realized it was the Lord. Jesus came over and took the bread and gave it to them, and in like manner the fish. This was now the 3rd time Jesus was revealed to his disciples after being raised from the dead. So firstly, this reading follows the pattern of other stories that we've heard about Jesus coming to people after his resurrection. That he comes to them and they don't realize right away that it is him. He is cloaked or disguised somehow, and it's through interaction that they come to realize that it's him. Just as it says here, it says right in there that the disciples did not realize that it was Jesus. It's only later when there's the miracle of the great number of fish that they catch that John, the beloved disciple, says to Peter, "It's the Lord." And Peter, I'm sure in just a moment of absolute, he's just overcome with joy, and he jumps out of the boat into the water because he just can't wait to get to Jesus, and he swims to the shore. The other disciples, he's kind of like, "Hey, you guys are on your own, bring the fish in," which they do. And Jesus then invites them to come and sit and have a meal with him. Jesus also invites us to come and have a meal with him, even though we can't right now physically participate in that meal at the Mass. We still have the opportunity to receive him, to interact with him. We can know who he is. We can come to have that revelation of who he is through the small moments in our lives. We too, a lot of times, are like these disciples today, like Mary in the garden. We don't recognize when it's Jesus, even though it is him. He's hidden slightly from us. But through interaction with him, through interaction with the people in our lives, through interaction with situations and environments in our lives, we can come to find Jesus too. And eventually we will physically be able to share in that invitation that Jesus says, come have a meal with me, come share this meal.